This is Tim Etchinger, a Democrat from Milwaukee, co-owner of Black Husky Brewing. Tim, welcome.
Thank you. My partner and I own a small brewery in the River West neighborhood of Milwaukee, and we have 9 amazing employees. We rely primarily on selling our beer out of our tap room, and with the pandemic, our business has gone down about 50%. Now, we've relied primarily on loans, grants, as well as our own reserves to survive. However, the new assistance has been too slow, and recently it's gotten more restrictive on how we can apply it. What will you do so that small mom-and-pop businesses like ours will survive over large corporate entities?
Change it drastically. First of all, by making sure we have inspectors general. You may remember when the first bill passed, you may remember there was a guy running saying, what's going to happen is the banks aren't going to lend you the money. They're going to ask you a question. Do you have your credit with us? How many loans do you have with us? What credit cards do you have with us? Because even though they were being underwritten and we bailed their rear ends out last time out, it was too much trouble to lend to you. What did the president do? And I don't want to pick on the president. I'm tired of talking about Donald Trump. Don't want to talk about him anymore. But the last administration spent a lot of time, talking about how there was no need for inspector generals. We find out that 40% of the money, the PPE loans to go to PPP loans to go to small businesses, went to corporations that were multi-million-dollar corporations. You're going to see an investigation showing that a lot of this was fraudulent where it went. So what I'm doing is I provide $60 billion for you to be able to make capital investments in order to be able to open safely and make sure you're in a position that you can do the things that are recommended. You've noticed there's been very little federal directions for you all as to how to safely open your businesses. Yet if you're able to test your employees, if you're able to be in a situation, if you serve people, you have plexiglass dividers, if you a whole range. If you're able to have everybody with a mask and the like, you can do so much to safely open, but you don't get that direction. So the money, I guarantee you, is going to go to small businesses with people, and I'm shooting. And by the way, the original definition of a small business is 500 or fewer employees. Well, that's not what I mean by small businesses. What we meant by small business is the mom and pop businesses that hold communities together and keep people together. And particularly in neighborhoods where if you don't have a beauty shop, a barber shop, a hardware store, a grocery store, etc., the center of the community begins to disintegrate some. So what I'd like to do is, if you are willing to give me an address, lay out for you precisely, without taking more time, I'm going to get in trouble, I'm supposed to only talk 2 minutes in an answer, is to let you know exactly how that $60 billion as part of the recovery package will go to small business.